This is SusanJoy, Grieco, coach, speaker, and seminar leader. Welcome to the first and new edition of my video series called Inspired Tapping. This is the April 2014 edition of Inspired Tapping, and it is titled The Journey Begins, When Basics Are Enough. So it's spring here in the United States, and people are getting itchy to do new stuff. Maybe you're feeling it too. Maybe you're thinking about, I'd like to shed that extra 5 pounds, or clean out my closets, or start a new creative project. And all of this new stuff is going to be woven into your regular common activities, like picking up the kids from their activities and doctor's visits and business and all the stuff of life that we all commonly have to do. But you feel different this year. This year you have inside of you a stronger sense of purpose and mission that is sort of driving you and speaking to you. For the first time, you're beginning to realize you really have a unique perspective. And for the first time, you're willing to admit, for years, people have been telling you this and showing you this. You have something to contribute. And you think to yourself, yeah, if I could just get out of my own way. But everywhere I go, there I am. So that's where our work begins today, because our work is about the story that you tell becoming the life that you live. So we're going to look at the story and do some tapping on that today. So sometimes it really helps to step back and pay attention to the words that you're telling yourself, the story that you're telling. For example, let's say you're working on a project, business, home, whatever. What are you saying to yourself about it? Are you saying things like, this feels so big and daunting. I don't even know where to begin. Or are you saying something like, God, this seems so common. It doesn't really seem like it's good enough. I'm so capable of doing so much more. Why can't I seem to get it to another level? So pay attention to those thoughts, because they're really important clues. They're the story that you've been telling yourself. So here's something to consider when you find that you're telling yourself a story that's not helpful. Everybody begins at the beginning. Everybody does. And in the beginning, the steps look a lot alike, no matter what you're doing. Let's take an example that touches everybody's lives every day. Eating food and cooking food. So when you look at a master chef is someone who has invested themselves in the basics for years. And then they create sumptuous meals that you just want to die for. But if you look behind the veil, you'll discover that that same person was chopping mountains of onions and peeling tons of potatoes, because that's what the basics are. Even the recipes themselves all start with the basics, like olive oil and garlic and onions. That's where most recipes start. So, always remember that in the beginning, the steps look calming and the work is tedious, but it's absolutely necessary, because the master chef eventually can get to the point where they can express themselves fully and infuse the food with their love and their presence. That's where we're all heading. That's the magic place we all want to be. That's the place you want to be. So remember the ancient proverb, chop wood, carry water. You can't avoid it. The journey to the best-selling book begins there. The soothing yoga practice begins with just coming to the mat. The amazing marriage begins with a proposal and acceptance. And lifetime friendships begin with hellos and just general kindness. So can you accept the process? Can you accept the baby steps? Can you accept that you're fumbling and bumbling? Can you accept that? Because if you can, then you can move on from there. So I've created an emotional freedom tapping script, and I'm going to share that with you today. What is emotional freedom technique? What is tapping? It's a stress reduction therapy using cognitive and exposure therapy and using your fingertips to lightly touch the acupressure points. It's simple, it's fast, it has tons of research, clinical research and trials to back up the stress reduction facts. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to listen to this statement and feel it. The statement is, it's not good enough. I don't have what it takes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like strong, a 10? In terms of like sensation, not happy but kind of painful? It's just not good enough. I don't have what it takes. How do you feel that? 1 to 10. Where do you feel it in your body? Your throat, your chest, your gut? And let's start tapping. Beginning with what's called the karate chop point, you will repeat after me. Even though I look at this work and I think it's just not good enough, I don't have what it takes, I've decided to accept my feelings and love me and me. Even though I feel so frustrated, it's just not good enough, I've decided to accept my feelings and love me and me. Even though I see my work and I think, man, it's so common, it's so basic, I don't have what it takes, I've decided to accept my feelings and love me and me. Eyebrow point. It's not enough. Side of the eye. I don't have what it takes. Under the eye. Who am I kidding? Under the nose. I have never had what it takes. Chin. I remember what they said. Collarbone. I remember what they did. Under the arm. This programming makes me feel sad. Top of the head. And I'd like to feel relief. Eyebrow. But I can't feel much relief. Side of the eye. Because it's just not good enough. Under the eye. This is what they told me life is like. Under the nose. But it's not what I believed. Chin. Not in my heart. Collarbone. I know there's more to life. Under the arm. I have lived more. Top of the head. And I want to feel that lightness again. So what if they were wrong? What if I do have what it takes? Under the eye. When I apply myself, under the nose, I feel good. Under the chin. That means something. Collarbone. When I go in the right direction for me, under the arm, I feel good. I feel progress. Top of the head. And that means something. So, go back to your numbers, take a breath. How do you feel about that? On your scale with your numbers. As you do, you can do consecutive rounds with this and you'll begin to see the numbers will reduce. And that's the beauty of this. So feel free to pause the video and go back and do another round of the tapping, beginning with the eyebrow points, if you would need to lower your numbers. Let's do a positive tapping. So when you've gotten your numbers to a comfortable place, you'll do this tapping. So I am just going to trust this side of the eye. When I take a small step under the eye and it feels good under the nose, I am doing right by me. Chin. And that's all I need to do. Collarbone. Take a step that feels right for me. Under the arm. And then another step, and then another. And top of the head. That is how I create my wonderful life. Take a breath. Well, thanks so much for joining me for this edition, April 2014, of Inspired Tapping, and I look forward to seeing you in the next round. Please check out our website, www.SusanJoyGreco.com. Check out the free 14-day celebration if you haven't already. And, feel free to comment on this video. I'd love to get comments and emails back from people who are listening. And, share this with your friends and family. And be well. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.